Oh my god, it's like as soon as the movie gets pushed back, all the details start coming out, or at least all the rumors. Anyways, what I'm going to tell you here is definitely a rumor. So, as the one commenter pointed out, I love to say take it with a grain of salt. So take this with a lot of grains of salt, like McDonald's French fry level salt. Just all the salt of all the butthurt keyboard warriors everywhere. All of that salt. Take it and just grain of salt this. Apparently, some massive plot details have leaked for Batman vs Superman. Now, I repeat, this is a rumor. If you don't want any spoilers, potentially don't have to watch. Honestly, this is so far-fetched to me that I do not believe a lot of this. It could be real, but there's a lot of speculation going about, even in where this came from. Apparently, this was posted on a message board somewhere, and he reckons that it came from someone in an art department who got fired, who was bitter. But apparently Latino Review has done some digging, and they haven't found any evidence of anybody being fired on the project. So anyways, like I said, grain of salt. Take a shot every time I've said grain of salt, so you should be pretty drunk right now. Anyways, so let's jump into these massive spoilers. The villains are Lex Luthor and Metallo. This is something that a lot of people had called, so this is fairly believable with the news that Joaquin Phoenix would probably be Lex Luthor, and the other guy, I can't remember his name right now, but a lot of people were saying he was a good, Metallo type. And then Batman forms a UN type deal, direct quote, not my own words, to stop Superman from, basically blowing the fuck out of another city, which is a good thing. That's exactly how people want to go at it with Batman. So right now, these rumors are already, some well-known things that people have asked for. And Aquaman is in it, but not called Aquaman, and he's there because the world engine in the ocean did something to the fish. Now, that's something that I hadn't really considered. That makes a lot of sense as a way to bring Aquaman in, and I was wondering how they were going to do Aquaman. That makes a ton of sense for Aquaman to be in it like that. I would call him Aquaman, though. I'm a little pissed if they don't. Wonder Woman poses as a Wayne Enterprise investor to retrieve an item that belongs to her people. Once again, this is another thing that a lot of people thought Wonder Woman... They didn't think she would be straight up like, oh, I'm an Amazon. They thought she would be undercover. But it's also an interesting perspective. Lex Luthor is in the shadows a lot, a manipulator, not much face time with Superman. Once again, another thing that was potentially rumored before, that he would be sort of like a Thanos bad guy. And then Robin betrayed Batman at some point, leading to a falling out between them. And clearly, this plays into the fact that, a lot of people were saying Nightwing might be in this. But that's an interesting way to introduce, Robin, since Affleck's Batman is supposed to be like 40-something, retired-ish. That would be a good way to handle that. If Robin and Batman are estranged. Apparently, the Batcave was super cool looking, and the mobile looked similar to Burton's. I don't know if that means car, the mobile, but that was another thing that people had rumored, that it definitely was not going to look like the Tumbler, and it was actually going to be sort of like a sci-fi car that came out a couple months ago. If I can't find a picture, Google it. It's weird. It's got some spikes. But Lois is investigating Lex. Pretty clear cut there. Investigative reporter would be investigating someone like that. Metallo kills Clark, which would be incredibly interesting for Man of Steel 2 to just go ahead and kill Clark Kent. I don't know if this is like he's going undercover or not, whatnot, but the Daily Planet is bought by Lex Luthor for PR purposes. Pretty good. And at the end, Superman is living in exile, and the Justice League is a government-approved superhero team. So let's go ahead and unpack this a little further. What it seems like this guy has done. I'm going to go ahead and call these fake, but I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt for now, like I do all rumors, until they're proven innocent, until proven guilty, I will say. Let's go ahead and unpack this then. What it seems like this guy has done is taken existing notions and existing theories and existing rumors and basically just added a little bit to them. It's like the villains are Lex Luthor and Metallo. That's been rumored for months, since they announced it. Batman forms a UN-type deal to stop Superman from destroying another city. Now, the first type is new. Batman forms a UN-type thing to stop Superman from destroying another city. That's something that's been around. A lot of people thought Batman would take that approach to talking to Batman. Aquaman is in it, but not called Aquaman. Another thing that anybody could have called. But he's there because the world engine in the ocean did something to fish. That is new. That's something he's added on. Wonder Woman posing as somebody else to retrieve an item. Something people had rumored, but it's a spin on it. Lex Luthor is in the shadows a lot. Once again, something that people had rumored. And, Robin being in the film-ish, and he's estranged from Batman. The rumors were Nightwing, which would make sense if they do Nightwing that way. Like, it's, as Robin had been, like, Robin went off and became Nightwing after he got estranged from Batman. The Batcave thing is sort of, oh, it's super cool looking. What's it going to look like? But the car looks similar to Burton's. That was from a piece of news that was released ages ago. Lois investigating Lex is a no-brainer, as I said. The one thing that really stands out to me, there are two things. Metallo kills Clark, which essentially I think would be just cover. Like, Metallo kills, like, they find out, oh, it's Clark Kent, and they, kill Clark Kent, so that Superman goes off and is in exile at the end of the movie, as this says. And then the Justice League is a government-approved superhero team. That's something that's crazy to me. The Justice League is supposed to be not about any sort of government. And if they do that, I'm going to be pissed. I think most of the fans will be pissed. That's just the wrong way to go. I mean, if it's UN appointed, that makes sense. But at the same time, the Justice League is supposed to transcend world government and at times have to do things that governments don't approve of because governments are corrupt. Pretty much every government has some corruption in it. Even the UN. And so that's what the Justice League is supposed to be there. They're a higher standard. They literally hold in check the entire world. That's what they're supposed to be about. And if they're government appointed, that doesn't really do anything for me. That just undermines the purpose of the whole Justice League, I think. So that's that. Is there any truth to these rumors? Might be. This was picked up, by Latino Review, and you guys, of course, can speculate on this more in the comments. What do you guys think about this? I'm a little underwhelmed. I like sort of the way that they handle Wonder Woman and Aquaman, but I'm not crazy about how they handle Batman. I'm not crazy about how, the Justice League's government appointed. There are a lot of things that, if this is true, I'm not crazy about. And I think it's just the wrong call. I do like that they would be holding Superman responsible. And that's probably the highlight of this for me, is the fact that they would actually be holding Superman to what he did. But anyways, if this comes true, then I will be a little bit unhappy. It'll take a lot more from this movie to, prove to me that it's worthy. A little less neck snapping. Anyways, I rambled a little bit on this, but those are just my thoughts. Like I said, take it with a grain of salt. And comment below, what do you guys think of this? Are you guys pumped? Are you guys not pumped? Do you think it's a good idea if there's script issues that they have to work out? Do you think it's a good idea that they delayed it then? Right now, I'm actually pretty happy about that. I know I said in yesterday's video, I was like, oh, I'm so bummed. But now, if this is the story, I'm pretty happy that they pushed it back. Anyways, this video is run a little long, so I'm going to cut it loose here. Stay tuned to the Hybrid Network for information on this, other comic book movies, and anything in the comic book world in general. Signing off, this is CJ. See you next time.